Okay, thank you very much. And thank you for having me here. Yeah, in fact, I was given the topic KDD in China, so I try to build a connection. I mean, I try to connect my talk to the reflect the KDD in China. So I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky in the sense that when KDD started in China, I was a student. And the very first course, KDD course in China happened in 1998. And Jia Wei here and Hongjun Lu, they too went to China to give the first talk there. And in fact, Jia Wei just told me that was after 15 years he working in the US, and the first time he returned to China to bring up the next generation of people in China for the KDD. So, and unfortunately, Hongjun left us, and then he is really a leader of this community. So I followed Jia Wei. I was lucky to become his student, and I also working in academia. So my team carries two brands in the last several years. In academia, we are a lab, a regular research lab in Simon Fraser University in Canada. It's not San Francisco University, so, by the way. Although the simulation is the same as SFU, okay? And then at the same time, we work with industry, so we are the Pacific Blue Cross Health Informatics Laboratory. This is the a picture of the advisory board, including the president of the Blue Cross, and also our dean and our vice president of the university. Okay. And this is my students, and I'm very lucky again to have the opportunity to work with many very talented students. And in fact, many of them are from China. And you can see they're from many top universities, and because they are much smarter than me, so that they help me to get into here. Also through this training, many of them go to join the best companies in the world and work for many interesting products and help to change our lives. One expertise of our group is, in fact, on fraud detection. We work on specifically healthcare fraud detection. We work on pharmacy. We work on the extended healthcare, extended dental care. We are one of the very few groups in the world that has experience in drug trafficking analysis and narcotic abuse analysis, because these two types of data is highly sensitive. And different from what Professor Xiong sensitivity here is that very few teams can get the data from government, from police, and from the insurance companies. Okay. So in the last 5 years, we deliver quite a few tools to insurance companies and the industry, and our work has been highlighted in local newspapers, used by many, for example, unions for their members. And let me give you a interesting story to highlight the projects we are doing. In fact, this is one project that we were asked to build a model to say whether, when a patient entered the term of short-term disability, and then when the patient can be recovered or can have, unfortunately enter the long-term disability. Well, when we look at this problem, we say, oh, this is an easy problem. We just try whatever the machine learning algorithms and use all the medical features we can, medical data, medical features we can have. And well, we have very good students, and in 1 month they implement the machine learning algorithms, apply on the data, and we fail completely. We fail meaning we do not make any successful case for prediction. And when we look at this problem again, in fact, we found out, oh, this is really a big data problem, meaning you cannot only rely on the medical data. Well, let me give you a concrete example. For example, when a lady has a baby, and the lady enters short-term disability, by definition, by medical definition. And then, 99% of the ladies will recover from the short-term disability. But how much time do you take to recover really depends on the benefit package, the policies they have, and the culture again. Yeah, I really agree with Professor Xiong on the culture. For example, the exceptional case is Yahoo's CEO. She recovered in 7 days and back to office. Twice. And for people in Canada, typically they recover needs 1 year because Canadian citizens have a very good benefit package. Like in our university, even the male professors, if we have a baby, we can claim for maternity leave for 1 year and we take a 95% of the salary. And then, wow, I don't need to go to any meetings. So why not, right? I mean, after tax, in fact, the influence is, the effect is very, very minor. So that's the reason why in Canada, the recovery takes so long. So if you rely on only medical data, of course, you cannot make this prediction accurate, right? So after a few months working with the main experts, we re-engineering the whole thing. We take a lot of social data into consideration. And then we build a much better system, and the system has been delivered. So this is a very good lesson. The whole project lasts for 1 year, almost double the time we budgeted, but we learned a lot. But not only we as a developer here, but also the company, our industrial partners learned a lot. We also contributed significantly to a few other projects, including network security, including energy management and smart meters. For example, we can help customers to detect whether the readings in their smart meters are accurate or not. And we also work on search, particularly web search, and also we work with, for example, some government agencies on traffic prediction based on smart building data. So this is connected to what Dr. Yu Zheng's work. Okay, so there are many, many interesting projects here, very exciting. So the whole theme of our research and development is mainly we targeting at a series of core applications including health informatics, network security, web search, and we apply a series of data mining techniques including outline analysis, social network analysis, multidimensional analysis, and so on. By the way, many of those problems can be helped with the latest techniques like deep learning, but many of them still cannot be tackled by deep learning, like outlier analysis. In fact, it's very, very difficult to apply deep learning there. Okay, and not only that, we need to go from the data platform to the database, the data analytic platform to data management platform, because there are many different types of data. For example, transactions, spatial data, temporal data, social network, and media. So there's no surprise there. The whole, we essentially try to use the same framework on different industry projects. Our main framework, in fact, is aligning with what the previous speakers said very well. Is that we integrate a lot of different data, we put it into a multi-objective profile data warehouse, and then we provide different kinds of say industry or application-driven functionalities. Okay, that's my academic side. Very recently, I'm very lucky to get the opportunity to work with the big data and distributed data groups at Huawei during my sabbatical leave. So that's the reason I carry the one thing is working with Huawei. And Huawei, in fact, is a very successful company working a lot on data because it builds infrastructures for data communication. Okay, so it has one of the best the big data platform in telecom domain. It has the distributed data processing, data analysis, and presentation, and then it has the unified data manager and support the intelligent operations, data, openness, and so on. And such a platform has been already used in many successful cases. For example, in China, Huawei's big data platform already been used in the top 3 carriers in China, and also half of the top 10 customers in the finance sector in China. So it's a very popular product for business. And there's this is one of the case studies Huawei did in the past, is that it used its big data platform to accelerate the China merchant banks transformation to an internet-based financial service provider. Okay. And this is another case for Huawei Big Data Platform used for the Shanghai China Unicom situation. I won't go to the details here. But one thing, in fact, before I joined Huawei, I did not know that, is that Huawei has a huge R&D base, and it has research, over 60 research institutes in the world. And then even here, it only draws Huawei US, in fact, it's just in Santa Clara when we closed here. In addition to that, Huawei has a huge Canada Research Institute. Canada Research Center in Canada, including Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, and Waterloo. So there are hundreds of researchers working there. So it's very pleasant to work with them. And I'm working with Huawei Central Software Institute. If you are, in case you are curious with what it is, in fact, this is Huawei's Software R&D Competence Center. It provides the basic ICT, information and communication technology, software infrastructures, and this is a unit within Huawei that deliver platform. So it not only do R&D research. It not only does research, but it also delivers platforms and products to support the real business. And so it covers a wide spectrum of techniques like cloud-based distributed software, operating systems, database, big data, middleware, security, and algorithms. So, well, in fact, for me, it's an eye-opener, because in the past, we focus on very narrow technical issues. Now, suddenly, I get a chance to work with many, many different researchers and developers to understand a much bigger picture of business. Okay, and we have centers and labs in US, Canada, Germany, France, and many, many different places. And also in China, there are many, many different cities. Well, so I myself is from China, and I'm lucky to get to experience the emerge of KDD, or big data science in development in China and in the world. I think now is the right time and do the right thing to work on big data science in China, because there are many unique opportunities also and challenges. We know China has a huge population, and we are working on big data, right? And if you want the big data, you need some people to generate the data. And also you want that your big data applications to make impact on people, to change the world. So China is a perfect place to do. And also, China provides a very good case for great diversity, so that you cannot have one size fits all, and you really need to think about how to develop a good strategy, good solution to meet different demands. And there are rigid demands because for development, they really need that. There's no time for delay, and then there is very strong requirement. And also the unprecedented investment. I think people from China can talk more about that. There's so many new startups there working on different things. And finally, and most importantly, I think data will be big data, and data science will connect a major piece in the world. And this, in fact, is to our advantage because we need to integrate techniques and culture. This is very different from just developing the techniques. So we are hiring at the end. We are looking for many different expertise, and those highlighted. Sorry. Because I'm still new to this laptop. So sorry. So those highlighted areas, in fact, is particularly my groups are very interested and we are eager to get. Are we? Am I over time? No. Okay. And there's oh, I see. There must be something. They have this slash. They has this animation. Yeah, 8 seconds. Yeah, I don't know why. No, this is not intended. Yeah, in fact, there will be a very high-level recruiting event next week in Santa Clara. If you are interested, welcome. And also, you can send your CV to our HR department. And we are very flexible for your working location, all those things. It's a very exciting opportunities to build bigger systems. Okay, I stop here. Thank you.